New week, new game. And this time we held Dark Deity 2. As someone who enjoyed Dark Deity 1 despite its many interesting decisions, I've been enjoying the sequel much more. I haven't gotten so far, only 6 chapters into the game, but already both the gameplay and story have been much more engaging. The gameplay is much more tightly designed, and while it's been a bit less tightly designed than my personal preference, it's definitely a step up from the previous game in every aspect. The objectives are more interesting, the combat feels more in the player's control, the units are more engaging to use, etc. And that's not to say that this game is relatively loose design is a bad thing either. For people who enjoy games like the Fire Emblem, Three Houses that are very open-ended in how you build your units and your army, I think this game will be perfect even if it's not personally my favorite. The story is already immediately engaging as well. You have the sense of who your protagonists are and where they fit into the world right away, even if it's still not quite clear where exactly it's going overall. I'm quite attached to the main cast, and the two directions the story has asked me to make have been quite interesting, with no clear right answer. I'm very excited to see what happens. Art direction is a real improvement to this game around with much better tile sets and animations that all feel more unique, dynamic and have a much better spirit work overall. Some element the tonal shift from the slightly modified DD1's aesthetics, but I think the overall improvement in visuals is what and personally I find out the strength of the game tone. The best part of this game has to be its new ability system. Characters have a bar of mana that is used to cast a variety of unique abilities from summoning allied bears to AoE debuffs. This mechanic adds so much depth to the strategy and really helps to make every quest and character feel unique. I'd almost compare it to something like FE engaged emblem abilities, but you'll be using them a lot more. It really sets apart from the Fire Emblem and other SRPGs. The game is also much snappier to run than DD1 with the vastly improved load times and overall responsiveness, as well as the UI layout is much friendlier to controller usage for those who use it. The game also feels quite an onboarding SRPG newbies with a good series of tutorials and very modular difficult settings, while also having great options for hardcore SRPG enthusiasts. It would, of course, be dishonest to review the game without talking about the issues it has. None of the problems I had so far have anything to do with the actual gameplay or the storytelling. They've been with the UI. I've been playing on the controller, and it's extremely frustrating navigating the menus that way, as there can be up to 6 different buttons at the same time to scroll up through the tabs. I do not understand why you cannot simply use the control stick to navigate a lot of the menus, and even when you can use the control stick, it is sometimes difficult to tell which option is selected at a glance. It has gotten to the point where I have simply decided to navigate the battle preparations menus using the mouse despite playing on controller, which granted is much easier. The main reason I decided to play on controller instead of just playing the mouse during gameplay is because I felt like a keyboard button to bring up a character status menu was in an inconvenient spot. Everything else can be done with just the mouse, and buttons cannot be rebound for some reason. There's also been a few minor bugs here and there, nothing that severely hampers the experience, and mostly involving the UI of course, but they have been noticeable. All in all, I have so far not encountered any issues that can be solved relatively easily with the updates in the future, so I would easily recommend this game despite them. I recommend anybody interested in RPG tactics games like Fire Emblem to check this out, even if you didn't enjoy the first game. It's been a blast so far and I don't expect that to change, but I will update my review if I have anything to add. For those who love SRPGs, I cannot recommend this game enough. There is so much customization to enjoy and great challenges ahead. Walls are few and far between and often nitpicks that are understandable given the scope of this game and its solo programmer who has done incredible work. I really hope the team at Sword and X continue to grow, a studio to keep an eye on. Thank you guys for watching this video and see you in the next ones.